Hey, it's Joel. Welcome to the basement movie room makeover. We've got tips on lights and power, both unique, that will help you if you're looking to make over a space like this. Here we go. This video is sponsored by Halo. Hey! Fixture! Fixture! Whoa! Fixture!
All right, so it was June of 2023, and my basement was occasionally leaking water, but it just had a smell that was like constant. So I found this guy on YouTube. His name's Mark Anderson. He's in Detroit. He talks like this.
Isn't everybody in Detroit?
He was, yeah, I guess so. I don't know, but construction guy does waterproofing for a living. And he said, you're a fool if you're trying to waterproof your basement from the inside out. If the water's coming from the outside and you're trying to do it. So he was the turning point for me. I basically said, I guess I have to dig out. So I did. So we dug out about an 8-foot deep trench.
By hand?
No, hired it out. But I did all the I hired all the contractors and all that stuff, you know, which is probably because of this channel, you know, partly. But anyway, dug that all out. It was about maybe 4 foot wide, 8 feet deep, for about over 30 feet around the back.
That's huge.
So the north, west, and east corner of my home, which is where all the water smell and water was coming in. And like I said, it wasn't like flooding my basement, but it just was unlivable. So that's, anyway, I was in the hole. This is a true story. I was in the hole, and the guys that I had hired to do the backhoe, I was like, I don't know how to terminate this. I didn't know if I needed to have him go all the way to the street with the, you know, with the exiting for the water, you know, when I do the French drain and all that. So I called Mark Anderson. I found his phone number on LinkedIn, called him, and he goes, I said, Mark, this is Tom. He was just so kind. He sent me all the material that I needed, told me how to do it, and just, so I just want to lift up Mark Anderson to you.
Wow.
But anyway, so we're finally getting lights down there. And I'm going to lean on you largely because design-wise, I just think you probably know how to use this space better. But anyway, it's going to be for my boys gaming, and it's going to be largely to maybe watch movies as a family. But that'll be kind of an entertainment space and a place for my boys to go. I have 2 older boys that are, one's 23 and one's going to be turning 20 this weekend.
Thanks for the coffee. Let's head to the basement. Check it out.
Yeah.
See how I was able to feed my addiction of coffee without with a second cup, but for the sake of the channel.
Yeah.
So we're here in the basement. You've got kind of almost 2 or 3 spaces depending on how you chop it. How do you picture furniture layout? Does this TV stay down on this end for gaming and movie watching? I
think, you know, the boys kind of had their way. We put our old couch down here, and they set it up the way that they liked it. So you kind of have an L shape here. And I don't know, Joel. I believe that this is probably going to be very similar, and maybe there's some sort of table that we get over here at some point, but I feel like the den of where people are going to hang out is going to be probably in this area. And then if we create space and we have lighting, I think it'll open us up to maybe creating new environments. I feel like if we light it well, then we can maybe do the furniture. Yeah. But,
well, it's dry. It smells great. The floor is beautiful. What is this, an epoxy?
Yeah. So my brother-in-law, he has a epoxy business.
Perfect. What do you envision? Well, recommendation. Anytime you can combine 3 forms of lighting in a space, you really elevate that space. It's dramatic. Like 1 is nice, 2 is good, 3 is great. Yeah. And so, like a space like this, floor lamps. Yeah. Adds so much because you can extend the style of the space through the lamp and the shade and you get a soft light
Right.
through that shade. That's hard to replicate at times.
So we have one plug.
One plug. Well, there's your floor lamp. So it's going to be over there.
It's right there. It's right there. Well, actually, there's one right. No, is there one here?
There's cable jack.
Yeah, there's another.
There's one. Okay, and then you've got some over here.
Yeah.
You got 3 locations for your floor lamp.
Right.
What about task lighting? Do you have the need to be able to like just throw a switch and like blow it up down here and have a ton of light for anything?
I like the idea of just this. I might be going around your question a little bit, but I feel like this space can be independent and be a light where you flip the switch at the top of the stairs and it kind of gives you everything you need to.
Got it.
If you want to navigate down here, it'd be nice to have a dimmable somewhere.
Sure.
Off of that, I don't know how we do that. We're having at the top of the stairs. We have to go upstairs to dim, which is I don't know.
Okay.
So maybe we can address that as we go. But I'm thinking maybe this basement's kind of an L is what I'm describing it. And this top part of the L I feel like can be its own separate lighting system, and then this one over here can be independent.
Okay, zone 1,
right.
Zone 2.
Zone 2. And we had talked about doing accent lighting there, and I don't know how that comes about.
Yeah.
We have 3 switches to work with. I know this is independent. The one at the top of the stairs is independent. And there's one over in the smaller part of the L over here against the wall. So,
Great.
Is that helpful?
It is. It is. 2 zones, dimmability. Dimmability in zone 2 or just zone 1? Yeah.
All of it.
Okay.
I love dimmable lights, right?
Nice. I'm going to let you in on the inside because what you're sharing here is the first fight my wife and I ever had.
Oh, wow.
We were engaged. I had bought a home. We were planning the fix and remodel, and we had this horrible little bathroom. It was horrible. Not only was it terrible, it was terrible. and
too small? What do you mean?
It was too small. I mean, we bought the house for 40 grand.
Okay.
The whole house, the duplex. So this is a little bathroom that you could take one step in and you could turn and brush your teeth, or you could turn and sit straight down on the toilet. But you had to pivot on the ball of your foot. That's the only option you had.
Right.
And the shower head was at probably collarbone level.
Right. I've been there.
The surround wasn't waterproof. Everything was horrible. And when it came down to what type of fix and repair we were going to do to that bathroom, what type of improvement, it was form versus function. Like, I can get wet under that shower head, just pinching pennies, and
right.
It was, does beauty matter? It was the fight we had. Does beauty matter? Mm-hmm. We fixed the bathroom. Beauty matters. I appreciate the overview. I think what I'd suggest is we've got these nice halo 4-inch light fixtures.
Yeah, you want to look at them?
Yeah, let's take a peek. Brought these with me the hopes that it'd be something that would catch your eye, but we are going to make a material run, so we can go get anything.
Okay.
So that's the housing. It mounts to a traditional electrical box. We can locate that up inside the floor joist,
right.
So you can have as much reveal on the fixture as possible.
Right.
Some fixtures you just want them out of sight and you want to see nothing but the light they emit, and some fixtures you want to bring them into view and enjoy the fixture itself. So this housing would then house this LED retrofit.
Right.
That's a dimmable unit, and the cover plate on that would be this guy here. Yeah, so Halo makes a nice product. That's a pretty heavy enamel on there, and it's interesting in that accessibility is really easily maintained. These are magnets on the retrofit, so when the retrofit is installed inside the housing, literally this plate is held on by magnetism. It's easy to replace and service the unit.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so each one of these will require a mount.
That's right. Yep, separate mount. Individual location.
Okay.
So that's one source of light. Second source of light, floor lamps. Third source could be track lights.
Right.
If you find something, some people love track lights because they have the ability to constantly, maneuver the light to illuminate wall art, etc. Some people hate them. It's one of the, it's like the most polarized type of lighting. We can also do recessed lights. I did actually set up one over here, so we have an example of what this light looks like. These retrofits are down to 5% dimming, so it can dim real nice and low.
Yeah.
We do need to select a compatible dimmer. They are color changeable, which is really nice. There's the selector switch is on the back side here.
Yeah.
So we can go...
And once we make that decision, we can't go back up in there and...
No, you can change it anytime, but you'd want to go probably to all of them and change it.
Right.
It would take, 10 to 15 minutes to go hit all the units.
Because you'd have to get in there and...
Yeah.
What are you leaning towards? I love the warm, is that 2700?
2700.
I'm pretty much a fan of 2700.
Okay, there's 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, 5,000.
Like movie theater. You know what I mean? Kind of...
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be too warm, but I'm willing to take that risk.
Okay. Do you know what you're using in the rest of the house?
I have no idea.
No idea, yeah. Most people don't.
But this environment, I want it to be different.
Yeah.
I want people come in and be like, oh wow, this is a different environment than anywhere else in the house.
Great.
So I want it to be unique. So I'm leaning towards that. So
you've got low headroom. We're probably looking at 7 feet.
Yeah.
Do you want to have any kind of ceiling fixture, like something that draws visual attention? Because this isn't going to draw anybody's attention. They're just going to be looking at the light, the furnishings, the space. It's a subtle fixture. Do you want to have a low profile fixture of any
Is that going
type?
to be going in the box, right, that we just
That's
highlighted?
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of it being above or flush to the floor joist.
Great.
Is that what you were
Yeah,
thinking?
it is.
Yeah.
So you'll see it, but it's not drawing attention.
Right. So, yeah. And I feel like we have like this floor joist to our advantage, and then just based off of conduit that's running HVAC conduit, or not conduit.
Conduit, that's great. Yeah.
Conduit?
It's not conduit, but how do you tell a homeowner they're wrong?
Tell them. Just tell them.
It's a duct.
It's a duct, Tom.
It's a duct.
HVAC ducts are not here, but we could do this one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of going to lead on you, Joel, in terms of like if it was your space, you kind of have the feel that you want nice, soft, warm light running down these joists. So I don't know.
Well, I think that distribution.
What if it was 3, 3, and 3?
I think the distribution of light makes sense. I might even lean towards 2, 2, 2.
2, 2, 2.
With the additional source of light being that floor lamp.
Okay.
Or something else, track light, where you're mixing it up.
Okay. 2, 2, and 2.
2, 2, 2. You think you and Andrea are open to floor lamps and other sources and forms of light?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in terms of the accent lighting, I love the idea on the floor where you're going to use the, what do you call that, track? Yeah, what is
that flexible flexible LED strip.
Yes. And what do you think about flexible LED strips around maybe the perimeter? Is this too much?
It's very bling.
Have I gone off the reservation? How about maybe one wall?
It's a good question. Now that you're talking about the LED strips, what if we walk over here and talk about the stairs real quick? We've got a protruding lip here that we could run a strip down.
Wonderful. All about that.
That's an option. We could also put the in-wall LED stair lights,
or no?
2 or 3 of those. You got 1, 2.
You could do this under there.
Oh, this one?
And there. I don't know.
Right, run it up one side.
Under the carpet.
Under
our friend Freddie, right?
Freddie did the carpet. Yeah, we love Freddie.
We do.
You like the LED strip because it feels further movie theater-ish, right? The stair treads, they all have it.
Yeah, I think it's going to make the space just very inviting.
And these stairs are not illuminated at all right now.
No, there's nothing.
The LED strip is going to be a real distinctive look, and I'm just trying to think of the various applications and what.
If we maybe just do one side, that's fine.
Let's plug it in and just kind of hold it up on an extension cord so you get a sense for it. And if you're happy, I'm happy.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So this is the difference between residential and commercial electricians. The residential electricians want to sip on their coffee, have an interaction, build a relationship, chat it up. The commercial electricians are down to business. They tend to be high C on the disc, real detail-oriented, analytical, and when you're operating in someone's home versus business, the two situations are entirely different, and so are the expectations. Drop in the comments which type of electrician you are and what you prefer. And here's the EPro LED light strip, bit of a vintage look. This is a smart, capable product, and I believe we can do 15 million colors as well as dimming, but I'll just have to investigate a little bit further. The current lighting scenario is this. We have keyless 1 and 2, bare bulb 1, LED multi-fold utility light 2. We've got 2 separate zones. Not sure how they're switched. Did you just screw that bulb in and out?
Yes.
Yeah, so just screw the bulb, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's the plan in most basements, you know it. In the pole chain, let's get you some pole chains. What basement is complete without them? And then this is the other part of the basement. You can't see me. That's the customer's house right back there, right there. Repeat, good repeat customer.
Where are we going, Joel?
We're going to the Lowe's. It's going to be the closest of Home Depot, Menards, and Lowe's. If you guys don't live in the Midwest and you don't have a Menards, you don't understand. It's got all the snacks and drinks, and it's got your pet care. It's got your yard toys, lawn care, the outdoor garden center. It's got the biggest lumber yard by a long shot. A massive, like 4X outdoor lumber yard of anything that Home Depot or Lowe's has. But we're not buying lumber today, so we're going to the closest one. That's Lowe's. Lowe's is a little bit more of, it's homeowner, right? It's not for contractors, guys. They try. It's not the. All right, now I'm bashing Lowe's. We're purchasing a variety of miscellaneous materials. I've got kind of a conceptual material list as opposed to a granular material list, and I'll just fly down the aisles and grab what we need. I'm gonna give you a little extra here. I didn't bring a conduit bender, so we're gonna have to use conduit fittings. So we're going to a homeowner home center, so we can buy the pre-made 90s and stuff. This is a beautiful Ford F-150 Ranger. Look at that step. It's in perfect condition. That's cast aluminum. Wow. My first truck was an 03 Sonic Blue Ford Ranger. But that's handsome. I'd love to talk to you, but I can't slow down. Black dimmers. Beauty matters. I mean, it looks like the only option in a black dimmer.
I guess we're getting it.
We're getting it?
I guess so.
Okay. And there's one that's been opened, so it's blown. Let's just take a peek. Oh, yeah, that's not gonna work. Nice, that's what we're looking for. 3 of those. Do we have a black 3-gang Decora plate? Might need to order a plate, but that wouldn't be bad. 3, all unopened?
Correct.
Perfect. Ooh, it doesn't say?
Oil rubs bronze.
We'll grab that last. That's unwieldy. That's gonna be for the light mounts. 1/2-inch elbow, 1/2-inch couplings. Man, it feels weird buying it in bits and bobs here. There's that. There's no 1/2-inch EMT. Gotta make the switch on our fittings. I was gonna return your piece, but.
What happened? Oh, is that 3/4?
It's 3/4. Yeah, you're good. There's no 1/2-inch.
That
So.
was the one that was in the 1/2-inch.
Yeah. Okay, first pass, I think that's everything. And now it's time to deal with the nagging feeling that we're missing something. Do we want to get some staples? I didn't inventory how many were in my stuff box. Let's get like a 50-pack or something.
Or you got smaller packs.
Yeah, that'll do, pig, that'll do. You can do those. Subtle. You'll pay the wire regardless though, right? She doesn't mind, why not? Your friends will be like, I saw you!
I don't even do YouTube. Maybe my grandbaby will be like, Grandma, still I saw you. I mean, I get nice customers and you get good service from people like me.
They're gonna be like, I should go to Lowe's. It seems like the people there are really nice.
They are. How many did you get? 4?
I like cars. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a car designer. I got all my friends, like my parents, my friends' parents, were like, Joel, stop. Because all my friends were like, Corvette, C5 Corvette, Mustang, Camaro. Maybe that's why I'm driving a red Tesla. I don't know. We got options. Yeah, that's gonna be.
Open the window, hang on the mirror trick.
Yep. Drop this, or we could drop the seat and stick it in there. The 1/2 inch is more flexible, which is nice. The 3/4 pretty stiff. More bags for my kids' guinea pigs, litter boxes. I'll drop the seat. Thank goodness. Okay, oh, pole vaulting not allowed. Can you go to your, sorry, left, I think? Any further? Nope. All right, back it up, back it up. Go to your right.
We're in.
11 feet, okay. So we're at 66, which is, or 60, yeah, 66, which is right on the blocking. So I'd say, yeah, let's cheat in, because we're gonna have a big space between here and there. So just
want it to shadow.
Yeah, it won't, it's fairly directional. Just inside blocking then? Man, now we're making progress. Let's go. No, I gotta get a new blade. This one's horrible. It's too messed up. It's good for nothing but tree roots now. Yeah, are you wearing your cup around that laser where the crosshairs unite?
What, you get extra radiation there?
Extra, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. For you new viewers, I have 8 children, and I got 2 questions for you.
Is it appropriate to use a customer's trash can and bathroom when you're in their home? What's your policy? Do you have a company policy on that? Huh? All right, we're adding a double duplex here in the corner. We're gonna have 2 Decora black outlets feeding the entertainment center. Conduit's gonna go up the corner as opposed to directly up the wall. We'll probably get painted to match the wall so it just kind of disappears. And here we go. I am using a 4-square metal box. However, with anticipation, I've modified this. It was provided with the halo lights. It is a damp location gasket. It's a nice heavy duty gasket. It's gonna create a 1/4 inch air gap on the back of this box. I need to cut it a little bit smaller. I should have done the trial fit. Cut it down a little bit, and that's gonna prevent the corrosion. Now it's been waterproofed, and it's nice and dry and smells great down here, but I still want to create a mild moisture barrier.
No water came out, right?
No water came exploding out.
Yet.
There it is.
There's that. That's a good fit. So we've got a team performing a job in Southern Michigan. I carry a Michigan license for the state. We've got a local registration. The job is 90% done. It's a $160,000 residential solar array. And the inspector walks on the job site and says, red tag, everything stops. We're like, what? We have a license, we have a permit. He said, every single person on this job site is required to carry a license with the state of Michigan. I said, what? Are there such things as laborers who can be unlicensed just setting solar panels in place or operating equipment, heavy equipment for the trenching? He said, nope. Everybody is an apprentice, a journeyman, or a master. There are 3 categories, and everyone is required to carry the appropriate license with documentation from the state of Michigan of a registered apprenticeship and a past examination. So I, as a license holder, am going to go up to Michigan, camp with my family in southwestern Michigan, complete the performance of that job over the course of 5 business days, and we're gonna camp. It's gonna be awesome. That very morning, my wife and I looked at each other in the kitchen and we said, we should plan a camping trip for Michigan. And that very afternoon, we were planning the trip. It's too funny, but we're stoked. It's gonna be fun. Wire shall be installed in conduits when the conduit system is complete. However, this is a partial conduit system, an incomplete conduit system, which is only for the purpose of support and protection of a cabling system. So I don't have to worry about conduit fill. Look at chapter 9. And I'm gonna disregard the need for it to be complete, because when I put that up in there, it's gonna be too tight to feed the cable down through. So I'm gonna pre-feed it. All right, it's there. Let's tighten it up and anchor it down. The two highest compensated skill sets on planet Earth are one, generally speaking, one, imagination, and two, communication. I've got this new app on my phone. I'll tell you what it's called in a second here. I don't get paid for this. This is just me. It's feeding me 10 vocabulary words a day. Pops up as a notification on my lock screen. It gives the word definition, pronunciation, and uses it in a sentence. The limitation is it only provides one definition. Typically words carry 2, 3 more. At least nuanced meanings and applications. So it is a little bit limited, but the nice part is it feeds it to you. It's 25 bucks a year. I'm improving my ability to communicate by means of communicating my thought. Vocabulary informs thought. Have you ever had a word fed to you? You're like, that's what I've been feeling. That's what I've been thinking. It's it. It's got a name. And it concretizes, you see how I did that? Concretizes the ethereal into something that's tangible and entirely ascertainable. Whew, I love it. The app is called Vocabulary. You take a test, so it assigns you a level and you can focus in on a particular genre or subject matter if you want to expand your thought and vocabulary in a particular area. Guys, doing this will improve your earning capacity, period. I think my favorite place might be the extreme north of Cameroon. It is so dry, you can take a shower, put your clothes on, and you'll be dry, bone dry in 2 minutes. It's got a wet season and a dry season. It's during the dry season. The people are beautiful. They tend to be relatively nomadic. They speak Fafoldi, which is a trade language. There's a tree up there. The leaves of the tree have more calcium than milk, more protein than soybeans, and more vitamin C than oranges. And it's like this tree that is considered God's gift to the Sahel, this part of the world that is immediately south of the biggest, fiercest desert on planet Earth, the Sahara Desert. And without that tree, the people historically probably could not have survived in that region. We don't know what the switch does right now. It doesn't seem to operate anything, but we are gonna blank it. It's a non-starter, so let's just open it up here. Before we de-energize it, I'm gonna pull it out so I can just see what's going on. All right, it's a single conductor, a dead end. I feel relatively confident it's dead to us, but let's finish our exploration before we kill it. We'll come back to that. Check power. It's de-energized. All right, moment of truth. One of 2 or 3 times we'll be cutting into drywall today, hopefully without any incidents. All right, we know we've got framing here at the top. We can see through that gap, 5.5 inches off the wall. That's where we'll start our box. Light pencil markings, yo. Because if you don't, you'll actually put a little dent in the clean, smooth, more susceptible walls. Your pencil lead will leave an indentation, so just mark it light. You want to finesse it to put more pressure on the in stroke than the out stroke, because if you're got a dull saw, there it is, I said it, dull saw.
You from Tulsa, then
Tulsa. On the out stroke, then you're at risk of tearing the paper face off and having a big like, ah! Other side of the wall is open. Didn't realize that, there's a cabinet there. I got a full 2x4, we're gonna leave that open. I'm gonna just dust off what I can here. Leave that open until we pull our wires through. We'll label them all as they come through, and then once they're all sitting here hanging out, then we'll put the box and switches in. We are at the bottom of the stairs. There's currently no light other than this portable light to illuminate the stairs and what comes kind of flooding out of the kitchen. So we're gonna put a cool pendant here. Let me tell you about this pendant real quick. It's a Apprentices. It's a 3D printed fixture. It comes in a variety of shapes and sizes. In fact, you might be able to create a CAD file, share it with the Apprentices team, and get a custom 3D printed light fixture for a reasonable cost, shipped to your home. Isn't that amazing? What? So we're gonna dial it, put it center here, find the center this way, and this new folding rule is so stiff. We're at 19 and 3/4 off the wall this way. 19 3/4. You know what, I'm gonna cheat towards the back because I want to create headroom. Tom's a tall guy, the homeowner, and so I'm gonna cheat towards the back. It's the kind of thing you've got to understand the visual reference points to see that this was off center this way in order to create more head space on the stairs. You'd have to walk here and look straight up, and it's black on black. It's gonna be hard to see. I'm gonna get my trash can to catch what dust I can. I think there's the bottom of a closet. We've got enough space to put it in though. It'll make fishing the wire tighter.
Well, sorry. Isn't this going all the way up into that housing? So shouldn't you have like 6 inches in length?
Well, if you do that, the housing has to be down. So at most you would have 2. I guess you could, oh, you get a little bit more. You could do that. You could strip it and terminate it under the wire. Yeah, that'd work.
Why do they give you the end then?
It's compatible with a variety of fixture types. It's not just made for that one. That's my thought. All right, this is what we're looking at. The Apprentices has got this insert, comes pre-assembled, slides through there, gives a kind of nice clean beveled edge, then hangs with a lengthy cord, what, 10 feet, 10-foot cord, and terminates with that mounting plate and this at the ceiling. So Tom, we can get any height you want out of this, bro. So at least 7-foot clearance off that step.
What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Me too.
Okay. Boom. I'm gonna put this back in the box to avoid getting all dusty until we're ready for it. Hey, you electrical contractors out there, stick around to the end of this video because I have a free gift for you that'll fast track your profits to millions.
So I'm going to tighten this under this. Yes?
Yep, wire nut them together with the grounding conductors from the circuit.
Ooh. How are we getting a ground to this box?
So we'll have to use a ground screw and put it in there, wrap it, and leave it hanging out. So you'll have the grounding conductor or 2 pre-twisted, and then you'll bring these 2 guys together and make all 4 of them together.
Okay, that's what I was missing. I thought I could just do that with this, but I cannot.
There it is. Yeah, total access, beautiful. Don't even have to drill. All right, we're getting access, step at a time here.
So there are 2 holes in this box to mount to. One is there, the other one is shadowing my light there. But I can't get them both to a spot based on the snugness of this box. It should be centered around there or so. We don't have the clearance we need. So we're going to slide a little bit, mount to that pre-existing screw hole, and we're gonna drill our own for this guy who's just hiding back there.
The helicopter of illumination. So what we're gonna figure out here is hots, switch legs, what we have available, and then just the cleanest
finished wiring solution we can come up with. Willing to do a little extra work just to get a really nice button. Well, there it goes. Something's contacting. I may not be dead. Could do that again. Nope, we killed it. I killed it. Oh, look, it just popped right off, broke. There it is. That's the one that tripped the circuit. And it literally just pulled off the keyless. Those things are cheapies. And nice little weld to the side of the box. A blast mark. How's it work? You see that? So this is what I wanted to see. It's the answer I was looking for. 3 whites, which are neutrals. 4. Yeah, we have 4 cables into this box total. So we're seeing everything here. And then the hot comes in here, makes up on the white, which runs up to the switch. I think we'll find it's a dead end, and then pops back down here on this switch leg. So the hot originates in this box. You've got a round trip up to the switch at the top of the stairs, returning here. That's the one that was connected to the other terminal and came off and shorted against the box when I pulled this down. So let's think about our wire routing through the ceiling here and just make it as possible. And let's verify our assumption by checking the top of the stairs. Should be 1 ground, 1 black, 1 white. Black and white terminated on the switch. We're at the top of the stairs, pulling the cover plate. Ah, Tom, dang, I didn't buy a new switch for this. This should be a new switch. This is gonna look crappy with all your upgrade. There it is. Is what we expected. Black, white, ground, dead end. Put that back in preparation for a new black switch with a black plate. Got to see the end from the beginning on any project in order to maximize the potential of success. And right now I'm getting things figured out. So we're going to understand where all these wires are going, what we can simplify, clean up. It's coming along. Okay, switch leg is in the box. I put a black flag on it. Tim, this white is not a neutral. Just so we're on the same page in case you get to this. It's a dead end switch at the top of the stairs. So white gets tied in with the hot, black, which will take it to the top of the stairs, and it'll come back on the black, which will make to the fixture.
So the black is the switch leg?
Yep, and the white is a hot. All right, intentionally pulling that out, never fear. Just a redirect. Don't worry, everything is under control. And a little bit more slicky doodle. Guys, we're getting so much progress going on right now. I can't say close, that wouldn't be accurate, but it's progress. We're pulling wire, making terminations, using my Romex strippers. Guys, if you don't have a pair of those, I recommend it. The only deal is like peeling off this inner layer with gloves on is a little tedious. So there's that. Let's bring that in there. This in here. Those two go right there. Grab a couple connectors from Tim. 1, 2. It's almost time for a drink of water and a power bar. And I drink my water out of a Gatorade bottle, so I really get energized. This is a true story. When I was 1.5 years old, I fell out of a 2-story window, unobstructed fall, out of a 2-story window onto concrete, and walked away from it. Oh! But there could have been an impact. There could have been an impact. We got a lot going on here. This box is going to require an extension ring. You can see the beautiful mischief happening, and I'm getting quite close. I'm gonna, while it's fresh in my mind, go ahead and address this, button it up, twist it all together. I've got like 8 wire nuts here, and we are approaching conclusion on this Master J box. It's gonna make sense of the whole basement. All right, we're gonna make it real easy for the next guy. Make some little labels here. All right, I'm a pre-twist guy. We're just gonna get this thing locked down. So this is lighting zone 2. Switch leg, labeled, and out of the way. No, it's gotta be equally visible. We'll just route it through the existing set of holes and pop it into the next one.
Are we gonna nail plate these holes or no? They're within 1.5 inches, right? 1.25 inches?
We'll probably,
allow Tom to nail plate them if he ever finishes out this basement. Because right now they're visually exposed.
Oh.
And I don't want to add the visual of a nail plate.
Does that negate the code or no? Is it just behind finished surfaces that you need? So if you don't actually cover these yet, they're okay until that time?
I think an inspector interpreting in the most cautious sense would probably require us to do them now.
Okay.
But there's some latitude there, like are they presently at risk? No.
Okay.
But the next, like if a drywaller was hired, he wouldn't necessarily know to put nail plates on those first. You know, we might not be coming back to do anything. Although the lighting scheme wouldn't work out, you know, you'd have a variety. You couldn't just drywall it. It wouldn't happen.
Got it. Okay. So you're saying that runs to the switch, that's gonna run to this one through these existing holes.
Yep. Cut straight across to the next one.
Yeah, so we just need one more here, two more.
Yep.
Run through to this feller.
Yep.
And then we can run
Pop
through
all
there.
the way
We can't
across.
through that vent.
I think we're clean and clear.
Yeah, we're good. Over
And then we'll pop back and hit this one.
Yep, got it.
And just make them, everything is straight. Take the twist out of it. We'll make it as beautimous as possible.
Beautimous. And these are both to this side of the stud, so I think the number of people who are going to be sitting over here far enough to see it will be minimal.
Yep.
Instead of stapling there.
That is handy. Good. There it is. I'm going to apply an extension ring and then fold all that neatly up in there. Staple the wires coming out. We're good to go.
The trick when tightening things overhead is to never put your arms back down. Otherwise, there will be blood in them to do anything with.
The last two challenges we have on our plate here as we're making good progress and a second material run. You knew that was coming. I know you did. Is fishing this wire over and down and getting our three-way from bottom of stair to top of stair. I'm not worried about either. We're just gonna cut the drywall we need to cut if we can't get it, and with a reasonable set of expectations, but it's time to explore that challenge. I'm just gonna stick this wire over there and see what I'm up against. There's framing right here and right here. It feels about 16 on center. It's a 2x4 cavity as far as depth, and it's solid. There's a duct coming up this wall. There's a hole along the duct I could slip into up, but it's turning the 90 into this cavity. That appears to be non-starter. It's solid, there's nothing. There's nothing. Okay. There's nothing there, or so help us. A little commentary from Tim. Your drywaller's now got those two pieces. We've now got a clear pathway. I think that's gonna be all we're gonna need to do. Bada bing, bada boom. Tim, do you want to shove it up to me?
Oh, I might have
bottomed
out. Drill.
I think we're there. Shove it up. Shove up your.
Try that again.
Do your one
Where should I
horizontal.
go, this guy?
Yeah, above the
here.
box. Yeah. There it is. Yahoo!
So my middle school growing up had I think they called them electives, but everyone had to take them, so they weren't really electives, but they were non-core subject areas. One of them was tech ed, which was kind of a shop, engineering, STEM-ish kind of class. And in 8th grade, I was voted by my teacher the best at that, whatever that earned me. And the trophy was that hammer. So rather than putting it on a shelf, I have used it ever since.
That is a beautiful thing. That spray paint stuck. It's a little like 12 ounce? It can't be 16. It's tiny, it's like a tack hammer. I'm gonna put these 2 boards back. Maybe. Do you have any little scraps of wood in the garage?
I do.
All right, let's go visit those. We'll cut a couple pieces. I had 1, 2 little scraps of 1x. We could put that back. Hang the light fixture. So we're gonna run the 3-way from the top to the bottom of the stairs now. This 3-wire is gonna go around the unfinished portion of the basement, come to the hole that's already drilled in the bottom plate, and then fish up the wall. If you can pull the switch out and the box out, it'd be nice to have the box out, and then I can just push it right at the wall to you. You can pull it out.
And we don't know if it's a
10 inches.
remodel or a nail in. That's why you're saying. Might not get
Yeah,
it.
if we have to cut it out, we'll cut it out.
Okay.
And we'll get a 1 gang added to our material list, 1 gang remod. Beautiful. Oh. Beautiful. Wide open. So this 3-wire is a hot and 2 switch legs. This is a switch leg, and this 3-way is going over. It's where we just were. It's wrapping around the stairs, and it's fishing up to Tim. And when we get that run completed, then we'll have a 3-way top to bottom on the stairs, and we'll meet code, which is, you know, handy, convenient, required. So it's time to complete that endeavor. Here's where this right angle drill excels, is in the tighter spots. Slowly back.
Okay, pause. Pause. You can take an inch.
That's probably it.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Another inch. Okay, pause. I got it.
You got it.
Because I'm rich.
Are we gonna need a 1 gang remod?
Nope.
All right. You got plenty.
That's plenty for us. I mean, it's probably too.
We're perfect down here.
Here, take a little bit more.
Take it back. No, I don't want it. Pull it up a little bit.
Here, you take it.
Yeah, pull it up a little bit and cut it.
Touchdown.
That's it. That one's done, but we've got 1 old wire here to address.
Hey, Joel.
Yeah?
Should I push the other one out of that box? The old switch?
No, it's part of the plan, so keep it.
Okay.
Yep, good ask.
And then, so basically what happened is I got the top nail out and I rotated the box like back into the cavity.
Ooh, okay.
And was able to grab stuff. Can I put a screw in the top where I lost that nail to resecure it?
Yes. How the code reads about that is only holes in boxes that are intended for mounting can be used for mounting.
Oh yeah,
and no coarse threads can be exposed in the box that could harm the wire. So yes, you're gonna drive it flush, it's gonna be tight, and it's intended for mounting.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Hey, at the bottom of the stairs here, can you help me out with one thing?
Yes.
Yes. There are 3 wires around the corner here. I'm gonna tap on the wall.
Okay.
There's one that's hanging loose.
This one?
Can you pull on it? Oh, okay, yep. Can you feed it through to me?
Yep. I just lost it.
Okay. And then I'm trying to remember what I'm doing with it here. It's a hot. And it's coming to our outlet. That's what it is. Which bay do you want me to come out of? This one or one closer to the stairs?
Coming to our 3 gang?
To the outlet above your head.
The outlet above?
A new outlet for the strip light.
One to my left. You're right.
Got it. Coming right up. Hang tight there. So we're taking an old wire that we had to terminate, and we're bringing it in and repurposing it because it's a 120 volt hot feed
for the supply of that outlet.
Got it, going over the vent.
You like that? I've got latitude. That's a reasonable spot from my perspective. And then take all we got here, another 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah, that's where I want to. Okay, tolling. Tell me when.
That's it. Thanks.
No, we're putting a new one right here, so we can plug that smart strip into it because it needs an outlet. Then that button attached to that will be able to sit like right here or here, wherever he was thinking, and then the strip can run that way. But so this is running through that cavity. So
we're under the stairs installing the receptacle that is going to power our EPro light strip. It will also be, there'll be an available socket that you could plug in some fairy lights or something of that nature and really dress up this basement. That could be the third form of lighting we're looking for. 1, the overhead halos. 2, the EPro on the stairs. 3, the floor lamps. 4, the fairy lights. Oh, but this is a bit more of a, this space is used more by guys than gals, so they might not go for the fairy lights. That tends to be a little bit feminine. This is like the perfect hammer for little electrical chores. It really is. The union apprenticeship requires a maximum 16-ounce hammer. It's got to be wood or fiberglass. It cannot be metal. So this literally is like an apprenticeship hammer of choice. So we talked with the owner, who is the cameraman, and we're gonna put the stair in the first gang, zone 1 in the second gang, and zone 2 in the third gang, and I am now gonna terminate that switch box. You guys probably know that the tabs on the back of these boxes cannot be fully knocked out of the box. They are considered connectors or strain relief, and by code, you don't have to staple within 8 inches of this box like you do if there wasn't that strain relief. In addition, because we're fishing wire, Article 334 allows us to leave the wire unstapled in the void of the wall. So staples would be required here, but you don't have to tear out the wall to do that. The code specifically addresses that. It pretty much specifically addresses everything. So now I've got 3 wires knocked out. I've got 3 flaps opened up. I've got 3 cables inserted. Yeah, you don't want to over tighten these screws because they're just plastic flaps holding on to a bit of drywall in the face. Plenty of tension to hold the switches, but it will, oh, hello. It can pull through the wall if you use like power tools and really go after it. That one. I had an estimator that just really impressed me here recently. He's an electrical salesperson, and I just asked him, do you have a couple basic tools? Laser measure, yep, got it. Tape measure, totally got it. Multi-tip screwdriver, yep, got that. And he showed up, new guy, showed up to the first job that we're gonna do together. He's got an electrician's tool belt on. He has 1,000-volt insulated Klein tools. He's got a digital multi-function multimeter. He's got a non-contact voltage detector. He had a tape measure. He had everything. I was like, bro, I hired right. Well done. I like a couple things about these switches. They came with gray and white replacement faceplates. They have the nice side slide. They've got a little protective cover. We'll dust them off. The black shows the dust right now when we're getting it prepped. I'm not going to put them fully in because on a 3-way switch, you want the switch to be in the up position when it's on, so on, off. And I might need to reverse 2 of the wires. You know, I'll do that at the top if I have to. Yeah, let's go ahead and button this up. We don't want to, if you short on the load side of a dimmer switch, you'll blow it out because dimmers are rated for wattage. Like these are 300 watt for LED or 600 watt for incandescent, halogen, etc. And a direct short is going to be thousands or tens of thousands of watts, and they'll just smoke them. So when you're at the home store, don't buy a dimmer that's been opened because probably somebody smoked it, and then they're like, it doesn't work, and they returned it. And that's why the package has been opened and it's sitting on the shelf, because it's smoked. There it is. The 3 centuries. It is done, my friend. So these are multi-capable switches. Not only do they have white and gray, as well as black faceplates, they also are single pole and 3-way compatible dimmer switches. And I think we're in good shape at this point to button it up, energize the circuit. Hope you have no shorts. Tim, if you shorted it, it's gonna blow a $35 dimmer. You know that, right? Just waiting on the plate. Beautiful, Tim. It's a little dusty, but other than that. So we had the hot feed and the switch leg going in and out of here. We changed it to a hot and a neutral that then is gonna feed the supply side of the 3-way, and going out, we added a 3-wire, which is neutral, 2 travelers. What I'm doing now is I'm grounding the box because it's metal, so I've added a ground screw and I'm wrapping this ground wire around it. I'm gonna combine the 2 grounds underneath a crimped sleeve. It's really tight quarters back in these little metal boxes, so I'm using my south wire pointy tip, practically needle nose. I'm gonna gently fold those neutrals back in there. We want to watch out for sharp metal parts. We're gonna have this job buttoned up here pretty quick. We got a lot of cleanup. We've made a nice royal mess of the basement. Wipe down some of the walls with damp paper towel. Leave that for the 3-way switch when it arrives. It's so close, it's almost dinner time. This is a Halo product. Cooper is the parent company. They've got a whole bunch of brands, lines of product. But that's just a nice crisp enamel housing. Rectangular, kind of a modern design. And this slips inside. It's color selectable, see on the back side. 2700, 3000, 3500, 4500, 5000 Kelvin simply with the flick of a switch. We're going with 2700 down here for warmth. They also come with a whip and an Edison-based socket that'll plug into any standard. That inserts in there. It's a tight fit, so I'll show you that once it's up in the ceiling. And then this nice metallic cover literally just magnetizes to the face of this. See that? It's beautiful. So we're gonna get a nice, clean white finish look.
Then this is my only constructive criticism, is that the mounting hole didn't line up with the standard boxes that we used, so we had to drill our own. I don't know what happened with that. It'd be really nice if that outer and inner loop went all the way around with just a little bit of bridge material at places that are not likely to be used to maximize the kind of mounting opportunities for this product. So not sure why that was the case, but it's pretty quick, you know, 1/4 inch drill bit, boop, boop, quick plunge, moving on.
Green fit. I'm no drywall professional, just like to be helpful, that's all. So I'm gonna put that across there. Put 1 screw in to secure it in place. On either end. Oh, it didn't recess, probably because wood is too lightweight. Let's try another hole. Might have to get real wood. It's like a composite trim. So it's not like cedar to be bug repellent or anything. It just happens to be a scrap of wood that Tom had. Look at that. Got it. Provide just a little countersink on that screw, but don't punch through the paper. That's my advice. So this is a Cooper lighting product. It's pretty sweet. It's Printalux. It's 3D printed. Did I mention that? It's 3D printed. It's so cool. There's no ground to this fixture because it's entirely non-metallic. So we've got these super uber little conductors that carry the load of nothing but 1 little LED bulb. That was supplied with the fixture, which is nice. And it's a non-metallic box. So I'm gonna pulled out, see? I'm gonna get a different wire nut. I don't like yellows, I was trying to use them. Got some little orange wire nuts. That ought to grab it all and pull it together. Left extra cord up there.
about 12 inches, just in case the lady of the house walks home and says, that's beautiful, but can we lower it? Yes, yes we can, because we didn't cut it at the minimum viable length. So there it goes. 832's going in. Nice, nice, nice fit. Edge side out, rough side out. There it goes. Lens holder. This comes all assembled. I'm just exploring here. This first one, looking at my options. That's in. Oh, oh, it's beautiful. Wow, I like it. That's just a cool differentiated look. You know what? It is, it really is. It's nice to have something that's just not completely what everybody else has got. Oh, Tim, I'm getting you to do the satisfying part and you've done all the work. We are making progress. Can't wait to get this place put back together and show you the light. I love the way the magnets just snap into place. It's gratifying. Well, we've got the EPro plugged in here. That outlet is not energized yet. This controller will do basic functions like on, off, and dimming. I believe color changing's got to happen from the app. It's got 3M sticky mounts as well as sticky mounts on the back of the LED strip. 16 million colors, a peel and stick by 3M. I've prepped the surface. We're ready to apply. This is a multi-function button for the EPro strip light, 16 million bajillion colors. And I'm gonna put it right there and hold it. Press and hold for a bit. And then we just need to put wire management on that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, clear, everybody clear. I'm just kidding. Now I'll put it in and then you can go. I just gotta square up that Decora. Okay, you can flip the circuit. Yeah, how many extenders are allowed? I've seen 3 before. Whoops, lost the screw. 1. 1 is your max. Correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect. Box extenders, quantity. So we don't have the power we need. Everything else is coming on, but that room is currently de-energized. And so we're taking our testers and doing a scout around. And that outlet's good. I mean, there's a variety of things back here that are not good. I'm gonna shame and guilt the homeowner, but besides that. The only thing I can think is like, was there a connection that I didn't notice between this J-box over here and that hot feed over there? And there was a wire coming out of that box that came over here. And did I think the hot feed was coming this way, whereas in reality it was actually coming this way? That's a possibility, and it's probably likely. So if we pop that J-box open, pop the wire in the connector in the top, run it across, pop it through, and energize that box, everything should come live. And that makes sense. That's what it is. So we found it. The wire we were using out there is on a switch leg. We're gonna kill that. The outlet will come alive. We'll turn off the circuit, refeed from one J-box to the other. Power was coming this way, clockwise, and I thought it was coming counterclockwise. So I think we're there. Kill the breaker, refeed, swap hot and neutral. We've got 2 separate issues. Boom, done. Punch it. I'm gonna go out there and flip it. Here we go. That one's good. Correct 122 and correct 122. Woohoo!
I like it.
Oh, good. Man, that's a lot. Thank you guys.
Oh, that's way out of the TV battery.
Oh. Looks like the sun
That is gorgeous.
So on this job, we had 20 labor hours and $800 in materials. I'm curious about what you would charge. Drop your thoughts in the comments and we'll pin it to the top. Now, if you're ill-equipped to handle the chaos of a job like this, I mean, a craftsman wants to put up geometry, symmetry, and good vibes. But there's turmoil behind the scenes in operating your business against all the adversity that you're going to encounter. So my free gift to you is at the top of the description. Check the link. It's the lessons I've learned and the things I've done to ground my business to produce the results that we have today. And beyond that, subscribe to Electric Pro Academy for real skills to make real money.